Hello, I'm Dr. Rich Blana, host of the Conquering Your Stress podcast. In this, the 27th edition in the series, I will continue our discussion of coping using rethinking the little picture strategies. And if you remember that, rethinking the little picture refers to techniques you can use to rethink individual stressors. I'll focus on another core ACT therapeutic process today called self as context. Learning how to adopt a self as context view is a major focus of using ACT to conquer your stress. Adopting a self as context view allows you to step back and actually be an observer of your illogical and unhelpful thinking, rather than being those illogical and unhelpful thoughts. A self as context view of the world is based on experience and not thinking about things. People often confuse their thoughts about something with the reality of experiencing it in the present moment. And as I've mentioned in previous podcasts on ACT, when you confuse your thoughts about something with the reality of experiencing it in the present moment, you're taking a self as content view of the situation. And a self as content view is the one that most people take when they're trying to avoid potentially stressful situations. Now, one of the pitfalls of taking a self as content view as opposed to a self as context view is the mistaken belief that you can control the pain and suffering associated with potentially stressful situations by working it all out in your head in advance. And what ACT and RFT have found is that instead of working things out, your mind actually creates more stress by ruminating endlessly about the potentially stressful situation, trying to figure out how to control all of the aspects of it. Now remember, your mind has the ability to generate an endless stream of thoughts and emotions associated with the potentially stressful situation. And instead of controlling your pain and suffering, your mind actually generates even more troubling thoughts and painful emotions about the stressful situation. This gives you even more to think about and try to control. So it's this endless process of your mind generating even more controlling thoughts. The best way to manage a potentially stressful situation is accepting that you'll never be able to figure and control everything out in your head, that you need to accept the troubling thoughts and painful emotions, coexist with them, and go ahead and experience the situation directly. And often your direct experience of the potentially stressful situation turns out to be totally different than what your mind had thought it would be. So instead of trying to figure everything out in your head, you go ahead and directly experience something, get that additional information, and then move forward from that. This month's Stress Buster tip in my newsletter is called A Drink of Ice Water, and it really illustrates in a very simple, concrete way the difference between directly experiencing something compared to just thinking about it. To get on the newsletter mailing list and get that free tip, just send me an email at drrich@conqueringyourstress.com. That's drrich@conqueringyourstress, all one word, .com. Look forward to working with you again next month.